Yo! Yo!
What's up, guys? We're back with another mountain bike video today. Surprise. So we got our enduro bike out. So today we're going to be teaching you how to whip. I know none of us here on the channel are really pros or really that good at whips. We just kind of figured it out. So I think that since we just learned them, we kind of know the tips on what helped us get through it and try and make progress on it. So here's the video. So first off, before we start this video, you just have to make sure you're comfortable in the air and you know how to boost jumps. And if you don't really know how to do that, then go ahead and check out our other video on how to jump. That's gonna be the first link in our description, so make sure to check that out. And then next, grab your bike and we're gonna whip. Alright, so to initiate the whip, probably the most important part is the carve. So the carve, you wanna carve enough where it kind of gets you sideways, but not carve too much where it like throws you off and kind of, because that's no good, you know. So you just got to find the right balance. It helps if you're on a smaller jump. Right here we don't have the ideal setup for learning because it's like a 10-foot gap and you kind of need a decent bit of speed, but you still can do it. You just have to have more confidence and just not carve as much, because if you're going fast and you carve a ton, you're gonna get bucked off the side of it, and that's no good. I said that like 5 times. Going back to the carve, instead of just taking it at a straight angle, take it off to a little bit off the side, and then what happens is at the very edge of the lip, then you can cut it to the right, and then that kicks off your back end, and then once you're ready to straighten it back out, then you just cut your wheel back to the left and try to land a little bit nose heavy. Because what that does is it kind of guides you back into a straight position, because if you're doing it on a small jump, you're not going to have time to straighten it out all the way back out. So that's another tip, just so you don't mangle up your wheel and all that. So I see a lot of people just trying to whip all with their upper body, but that's just not how you want to do it. Your arm motion should be pretty smooth, just like that, and then gracefully pull it on back. You shouldn't be trying to like muscle it around and like squirm all the way around. So just keep it smooth and you'll progress as you get better at it. So don't try to like force the progress. So here's the first step, which is the carve. And like I said, it doesn't have to be anything big. In this case, it's not really much at all. So then this prepares you for the second step, which is your body motion and carving with your arms. And then you set up for the landing. And then you do front wheel first. So as you can see, I have my front wheel guiding me into the landing, and that helps me straighten out. So now we're going to talk about the ideal jumps that you want to start on. So obviously this is not ideal, it's really mellow and it's a gap jump, but in a perfect world when there's no quarantine, you should try to find a hip jump or a hipped table. That way you don't really have to worry about casing it, and you don't really have to worry about bringing it back all the way. This also gives you a little bit of a goal to try to whip it to, so that will help you out a lot. And if the table has a little bit less of a knuckle on the landing side, this will also help you, because casing during a whip does not feel nice, and it'll just give you a little bit more confidence and make you feel like you're progressing more. So as I mentioned, this would be an ideal jump in my eyes because it has a steep enough takeoff, and it's a little bit hipped, and it also is not a gap jump. So even if you don't feel quite comfortable throwing whips in the air, you can still practice stuff like doing turn bars and little tables in the air. This will make you feel more confident once you do decide to start trying to learn whips. And yeah. So here's another angle of the body motion. So as you can see, right off the lip, I cut my wheel to the right. And once I start heading down from the highest point of the jump, I start cutting my wheel back the other way, which starts to straighten me out and then helps me land and correct myself as I land on my front wheel. So here's a video from probably 2 years ago whenever I was just trying to figure out how to whip. So this is kind of the first step in whipping, which is the turn bar. And I know I've been saying this all video, but what I'm missing here is the carve. Other than that, then that's a great first step, and you're gonna have a lot of room to improve from there. So that's gonna wrap up this week's video. I hope you enjoy it or it helped you in some way. I know that we're not the best at whipping, so don't roast us down in the comments. So see you next time, Cowboys, and see you later.